Fool me once. Fool me once? Man, oh man. Internet, that could not have finished at a better time. In fact, it actually could have. It could have finished the first time it tried to fake me out with this shit. Ooh. Yeah. Let's... That second to the last fight really pissed me off. But you know what? It's pretty traditional for games like this to do that. They throw the whole kitchen sink at you, breaks the game apart because there's just way too many enemies. You can't check all your angles. You just get shot by shit off screen. Yeah, there's not much you can do. That's just, every game does that. Every poorly end game ends that way. It's really unfortunate because everything else about the game is great, but then they just pile on the stuff. Now, that part sucked, but that last part that I just did, well, that went on for a long time, but it was a pretty cool idea, making me superpower. I wish it was a one shot throughout the whole thing, and they really made a lot of fucking enemies. But the other problem, so that wasn't so bad. The set before it was much worse, and I'm glad I wish it wasn't there at all. But I'm glad that that was the hardest part, and the actual ending wasn't as bad. Otherwise, this game is really just to play it and throw shit around and clobber things and then shoot it with a gun. That stuff was pretty good. I liked that. I had a pretty fun time doing that. I was down for that. That's why I kept playing it. Literally all this other stuff, this music that's playing right now and shit, like fucking stabbing westwards or some shit. Like I don't care for any of that. That does not impress me at all. But this was a nice, basic physics-based game, and that was pretty fun. Everything else was garbage. Everything else was trash. You know, it's like Tulad was saying earlier in the stream. There's just nothing else really going on. I like the thing is this kind of a game, this sort of story for this kind of game, where you're just like, obviously you don't know what's going on. It's all this weird mind-bending stuff. There's this other game, SCP, that it kind of reminds everyone of. I never played that, but it's just abnormalities, extra-dimensional, brain-twisty, some of it's mental, some of it's actual cosmic, astral plane, dimension-breaking stuff. It's cool, kind of on paper, but I think playing it really wasn't as cool. It wasn't really as cool playing it, because it just kind of became this disjointed mess of stuff that was really not particularly enjoyable to smooth on through. You know, it wasn't a smooth ride, story-wise. It was very bumpy, very weird. But, I mean, that's just what it is. It's shitty, but at the same time, I don't want to shit on it that bad. But I do. I actually do really want to shit on it, because it's really just a bunch of nothing. It's really in the gameplay. It's just, you play this game for the summer, you know, you just want to fling some Jedi Force powers. If you're down for some Jedi Force powers, good game. Good game for that. Not even the best game for Jedi Force powers, but pretty cool for, you know, flinging things around. I like that everything was breakable, everything is interactable. That was really the good part about it. I like that it was kind of in this weird office setting sort of environment. I thought that was cool. The whole Metroidvania part of it caught me off guard, but that ended up being pretty cool too, because it really didn't, other than the few parts that really bugged out and I got stuck, otherwise it was pretty cool. I didn't really mind that part. There wasn't a whole lot of backtracking. There wasn't a whole lot of, like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. There was some of that there, but most of the time I was able to figure out where to go. The only time it really stopped was when there was a bug on a wall that wouldn't go away, and I couldn't figure out how to get it away until I died, ran back, and then the wall was magically gone. Other than that, like, you know, and then other than that, I mean, that's really the main thing, is that the game was buggy. You know, I kind of just touched on it, but that's really the problem. The game was pretty poor performing. I guess not buggy, but poor performance on the PS4. Really, really, really bad. You just saw the massive slowdown all the time when really things started to kick off, right? I mean, easily 25-30% of the gameplay was just spent in a slowdown. So that sucks. That's a huge suck point, right? I mean, and frankly, I ding a lot of games that suck like that. Like Kingdom Never Came, right? Kingdom Come Deliverance. I never gave that game a pass either because it just, that kind of thing is really buggy and really unfun to deal with. Really unfun. Still, even though that was here and present in this one and the slowdown was terrible, you could probably avoid that by going on a PC. You get on a PC, you're probably good to go. PS4, I would suggest stay away on a PS4 unless you don't have a choice and you want to play it. In which case, fine, but, you know, that kind of shit's gonna tear you down. A lot of fuzzy shit going on, you know, like, it wasn't a very clear picture. It was hard to see shit at times. It was really just like a mess of color, not even color, but just darkness and random shit. It really suffers being on console. This game suffers. Speaking of suffering, what's up, Turbo Dog 702? Good to see you, man. They know the console plebs need more time to think and aren't very smart. Sure, I guess. Whatever. Either, however you want to splice it, random ass slowdown in the middle of a fight. It's no bueno. It's terrible, man. I mean, I couldn't stand it in the last chunk there. It was awful. Intended feature, so they slow it down. Yeah, alright. Well, it's a shitty feature, and it's a trash game. But I still like throwing shit around. You know, this is the thing, though. Like, I liked throwing shit around, and I liked breaking stuff. Breaking stuff and throwing shit around. That's all the game was to me for however many hours I just put into it. But I really would have liked more powers, and then when I say that, I basically mean I want to play Star Wars. I mean, I really just want to play more Star Wars Unleashed, you know? A modern, highly destructible environment, a ton more force powers. That's what I want. This game makes me want that, is really what this game did. So, it wasn't very deep, there wasn't a whole lot to it, mechanic-wise and shit, but what was there was, it hit on a pretty strong note. It felt good. It felt good to shoot guys in the head, chuck fucking whatever the hell my guy grabs, whatever she grabs and throws. It's all good. That's it, though. That's it. I mean, I can't... The story feels like something that could have been good on paper, but the way it unfolds throughout the game, it just feels off, janky, and weird. You know, it's like a... I don't even feel like it's an indie try-hard thing. It just feels weird. Oh, shit. I have a business suit on. Wow. Damn, my ass is gone. I don't have an ass. Oh, no, there it is. You see this weird fuzzy shit on my character? Yeah, that's the PS4. I hate that, too. Really, this game is just best done... This game is just best done on PC, I think, is the deal. It just doesn't... The processing power, or whatever you need, isn't here. The power for the console just isn't here for this game to play nice and smooth. A marked step down graphically from Alan Wake. It feels that way, but, you know, that's okay, because Alan Wake, you couldn't destroy anything. This game, I mean, you can literally pick shit off the floor. Like that. I mean, you can break everything, you know? That's a really... Look, and then there's damage and everything. That's a really demanding feature in a game engine. You know, that's a really demanding feature. You can't do a whole lot with that, I think. I've never seen it. I don't know how you could. But yeah. It's also super useless. But it really creates a cool tone of being able to grab, you know, virtually anything and break stuff all day, like the horse dong in Red Dead. Well, kind of, but I mean, like, unlike the horse dong, it's really cool, conceptually, to just be, like, grabbing shit and just, you know, break whatever. It looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, it just looks cool. And it makes you feel like you're really doing something. Like, look at all this glass right here. Look at that. Just fucking blow it all out. Look at that. I mean, it's neat. It's really neat. It's like Battlefield, Bad Company, or whatever. It's cool. It's cool to be able to do shit like that. But that's it regarding specific deformation of things. The thing is like, this is all there is. I mean, it is cool. You know, breaking shit. Breaking whatever the fuck. You can see, you can essentially break it. Most of the time. You know what I mean? But how cool is it? Well, it's cool enough to help me beat the game, but it's not cool enough for me to suggest that it alone carries the game. Those blinds did stop you. Yes, that's true. They did. Like that. Keep in mind, it was glass. So, it's not really blind stopping me with the glass. True immersion. But, how cool is that? It's only cool enough to play in. It's like a playground, right? It's like an indie game, a small game that you pick up and play. As a full-titled, like, you know, robust, long game, this is not that. There's no depth to any of this. Like, it really is doing the same thing over and over. But, granted, it's pretty enjoyable, and it feels pretty good. So, I liked it. But I definitely wouldn't suggest anybody buy this. I wouldn't suggest they would buy it at full price. If there was, like, less than half off. Like, if you just had $20, if you had, like, $20 that you could just lose and you had no care in the world, you could have some fun with this game. And, you know, if you like this kind of story, you're good to go. If you like this kind of character, you're good to go. But I honestly can't see anybody spending more than 20, maybe $25 on this game. It's just not, it's not there. There's just not a whole lot to it. It's a cool playground. It's a cool playground. You could play and fuck around and whatever, but I mean, that's it. Like you're saying, like, this destructible environment stuff is cool, sure, but, you know, it's just a plaything. It's just a plaything. It's not, you're not going to break through this wall. You're not going to go through this wall and on the other side. You're not going to do a whole lot, right? So it's like, yeah. It's only so good. It's only so cool. Despite being, like, really the game's main attraction and whatever. Welcome back there, Tulin. So, yeah, I wouldn't advise anybody buy this game for much, you know? It just is what it is. But it was pretty cool. I had fun throwing things around. Literally all it did was make me want to play a Star Wars game. It makes me just want to play another Force Unleashed. I, unlike a lot of people, kind of enjoyed the Star Wars Force Unleashed games. I thought they were pretty cool. Yeah. I thought they were pretty cool. This just made me more thirsty for something like that. And the problem now is the next Star Wars that's coming out is nothing like this. It has nothing, you know, it's God of War, right? They're doing a God of War style Jedi game that's coming out. So it's not even going to be, well, I mean, I would hope there's force powers in it, but who knows, right? Who knows what they're even going to do? It's going to be God of War style, not giant, you know, bring down a fucking chicken walker with your force power, you know, stop a Star Destroyer, whatever they call that shit, you know. You're not going to be, you know, crashing X-Wings. I mean, it would be cool, though, right? That's what I would like. But yeah. I liked it. I mean, I had a good time going through it. I just wouldn't suggest anybody buy it unless there's a big sale. If you get a big sale, cool. You know, less than half off. Or how should I say that? More than half off? Yeah, I'd say, you know, more than half off sale. I would probably be like, yeah, that's fair. You know, that's fair. I wouldn't buy it. I would rent the game and I would play it one time and that's it. But that's more my style. I don't like the story. I don't like anything else about the game except grabbing shit at random, throwing it at enemies, and trying to blow shit up in that fashion. That's it, you know? And there's like, it would have been cooler if there was some depth, like, you can blow out the bottom of a building and have the whole floor come crashing down on a chunk of enemies. That would be beautiful, but you can't do something like that in this game. You know, that's not the game that we have here. That's a future beautiful game that is not